Good morning, students. Welcome back. Welcome back to the online classes. And today's class we will be discussing object and classes, revision class on object and classes. And before that, kindly subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get all the notification whenever a new video is uploaded. And today's session is chapter number 7, that is object and classes, and this will be a revision class as we have already studied this in our previous session. I'll be just revising you one more time. So let's get started and let's check the previous session what we discussed, and before that let's have a discussion on to the weightage of the division of marks from this chapter. So you will be getting one 2-mark question and one 5-mark question, in total 7 marks. So in the previous session we discussed about the defining class, class definition, access specifiers. As we know that there are three access specifiers: private, public and protected. And then we learned how to create an object, and then we also created a program to demonstrate the usage of object and class. Hope you have understood previous session. So let's get started and let's continue the remaining topics of this chapter. So let us begin with accessing members of the class. Now let us see how we can access members of the class. So let's see how we can access the members of a class. So accessing members of the class. The members of a class can be accessed by creating an object to the class and using a dot operator. And the object name is followed by the member. For example, so let us see one example: class name followed by the object name and object name dot member. For example, if student is the class name and S is the object name, and then we will be giving object name dot member. If we have to access the member, we will be using object name dot function followed by the argument. So let me repeat. So how we can access the members of a class? The members of a class are accessed using the dot operator. So object name dot member. Suppose S is the object and S has get and put method. We will be accessing S dot get and S dot put. Suppose we want to access the register number, we can say that S dot reg, S dot avg. So dot is the operator which allows us to access the members of the class. So let's see this example so that we can understand in a better way how we can access the members of a class using the dot operator. Example: class demo. Demo class has private member, that is A, and in public we have a method called init. So init will take one argument and that argument will be assigned as a value for A. Void print. So print will print the value of A. Then we have int B. So now this completes the class definition. Class has one private member A and two public members init and B. Sorry, three public members init, print and B. So here you can see there is init and print are the two member functions, and whereas B and A are the data members. B is the public member and A is the private member. Let's see The main function, how we can create a object for the same and how we can access the members. Demo D, that means D is the object created for demo class. Yes, now you can see here how we are accessing D dot init. Init method is a member function of object D. To access member functions, we will be using dot operator. So similarly, D dot print, we are printing the value of A. Now D dot B is not a member function, it is a data member and we are assigning the value as 100. This is how we can access the members of a class. So let's have a look again. Class demo. In demo class ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು private member ಇದೆ, that is A, which is of type integer, and then we have two member functions, that is init print. Init ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ whatever value you give that will be assigned to A and that is printed using print output ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Then we have int b. Int b ನೋಡಿ ಇದು data member, it's not a member function. So you can see the difference how we can define a member function. ಇದು just data, ಇದು member functions. Init print b are defined under public section ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಇದು. So now we will see how we can access the members. So members na access ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we will be using d dot init. That means we are calling init which is in D. D dot print, we are calling print which is in D. Now we are initializing B value as 100. B is a public member. So B is a public member. Therefore we can access B in main. But B access ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we will be using dot operator. Fine everyone, kindly go through the program once. Hope you will understand this. So many programs we have done. As this is one revision class, you will understand. So we can see class demo and how we are accessing the members. A cannot be accessed. ಇಲ್ಲಿ d dot b ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ, like that we can't give d dot a because A is a private member. Private members cannot be accessed outside the class. Hope you have understood this. Let's move on to the next topic. Defining member functions of the class. See, there are two methods that can be used to define member functions of a class. Inside class definition, outside class definition. We will be learning both of them in detail along with the example. So, the members of a class, the member functions of a class can be defined using two methods. First method ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ, that is inside class definition. Then we have outside class definition. So within the class also we can write. Previous example ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು inside. So previous example, let me just display the previous example. See, class definition starts here and ends here. Both functions init and print, they are included within the function within the class definition. So that is called inside class definition. So the member functions of a class can be defined using two methods. One is inside class definition, the other one is outside class definition. So let's look at each one of them in detail and let us study each one of them in detail. Inside class definition. Let us see how we can define a function within the class itself. It is possible to define member functions inside the class definition. Class definition ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ member function ನ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. Okay, and that is called inside class definition. Let us see how we can do that. So here we have class student. So then we have private int register number. Then we have name. REG will represent student's register number and name will represent student name. In public, we have two methods, void get. Get method is used to accept the register number and name. Get ಅನ್ನೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ವಾ, it is the function, member function, and we are writing the function body within the class. Class ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ನಾವು ಅದರ function bodyನ include ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. Void get, enter register number and name. So we are accepting register number and name. So here you can see get is defined within the class. Class definition ಇಲ್ಲಿ start ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನು end ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. So it's still the program continues. Void put. Put will print the say out register number and name. The job of put function is to print the register number and name of the class. So here we can see in the above example the get function ಮತ್ತೆ put function ಎರಡೂ function definition. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ start ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ end ಆಗಿದೆ. Put function ಇಲ್ಲಿ start ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ end ಆಗಿದೆ. Similarly get function ಇಲ್ಲಿ start ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ end ಆಗಿದೆ. So we can see that these two put and get definition ಮುಗಿದ ಮೇಲೆ class definition ಇಲ್ಲಿ close ಆಗಿದೆ. So we can, here you can see the class definition includes the member function definition also. ಈ ತರ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಕೈಂಡ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಲುಕ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ and student class has register number and name data members and two member functions get and put. Both member functions get and put, both member functions are defined within the class. ಎರಡು ಫಂಕ್ಷನಿಗೂ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ನಾವು ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫೈನಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ inside class definition. Now let us see the second method, outside class definition. So we can define members outside the class definition. It is possible to define the member functions of a class outside the class. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನ ಹೊರಗಡೆನೂ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we need to take the help of scope resolution operator. Colon is the scope resolution operator. So with colon we can define member functions outside the class. A function can be defined outside the class definition and the syntax is given below. Return type, class name, scope resolution operator, function name, argument list, and then we can include the function body. Kindly have a look. So it is possible to define the member functions of a class outside the class. How we can define? We can do it with the help of scope resolution operator. A function can be defined outside the class definition and the syntax is given below. Return type ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, class name ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, and then colon we will be giving the function name, argument list, and then you will be writing the function body. So ಏನು advantage ಇದ್ರದು? What is the advantage of defining member functions outside the class? When we include the definitions ವಿದಿನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರಿತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ದ ಲೆಂತ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ more. Class will become lengthy. So we can avoid this. How? By using outside class definition. So with using scope resolution operator, we get the freedom to define the member functions outside the class. ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನ ಹೊರಗಡೆನೂ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. So you can see the syntax, how it can be done. So let us see the example using which we can define member functions outside the class definition. So here we have class date. It has private members D, M, Y. D will store day, M will store month, and Y will store the year in a date. So public void get date. Get date will accept date, but you can observe here there is a semicolon. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಬಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಾವು ಬರಿತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಾವು ಬರಿತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಮಿಕೋಲನ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Put date, void put date. So here void put date. Now here also you can see it is terminated by semicolon. There is no opening and ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. As you can see in the example, so as you can see here, there are 2 member functions and 3 data members. The data members D, M, Y ಇದೆ and member function get date put date, but both you can see they are terminated by semicolon. Semicolon ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇತ್ತು, ಎಂಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ನೇಮ್, ಎಂಟರ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅಂತ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಅದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಫೈಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ, ಈವನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ ದ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಮೇನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್. Void date colon colon. So you might have observed all your lab programs. All your lab programs uses scope resolution operator. So scope resolution operator ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. ಇದನ್ನ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಬದಲು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. Void. Void is the return type. Date is the class name. You can see here class name. And then scope resolution operator, member function is the get date. ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಗೆಟ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೇಟ್ and the return type is void. Okay, so let us see the syntax once again in the previous slide. So illénide return type, class name, scope resolution operator, function name, argument. So we had written void date colon colon get date, arguments ಏನು ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. So here you can see the same thing we are writing, we are using the same syntax and writing the program. Class ಇದೆ, that class has private members. In private members we have D, M and Y, day, month and year store ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. And public we have 2 member functions, that is get date and put date. As you can see here class definition ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ end ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, close ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So class definition ಇಲ್ಲಿ close ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, which means get date and put date ಅದು it has not been defined. Now let us define it. Return type, that is void. Class name, that is date. Colon colon, that is scope resolution operator, and then get date. So you may get a question based on the scope resolution operator. What is the advantage of scope resolution operator anta keltare. The advantage of scope resolution operator is it helps us to define the member functions outside the class definition. One. Next you can write it is possible to define member functions outside the class using scope resolution operator. And also you can write scope resolution operator connects the member function with the class. So let's write the put date function. So put date function will print the date. You can observe here put date colon colon date. Put date is a member of date and it returns no value. ಯಾವ value ನದು return ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. Void main date d dot get date and d dot put date. So we are calling the get and put function, okay, with using the scope resolution operator. So it is possible to define the member functions outside the class. So you can see here class definition starts here and it ends here. Here we have two methods, get date and put date. So get date will accept the date and put date will print the date. So now we need to create a object date d. D is the object created for date class, and in order to access the members we will be using the dot operator. Dot operator connects the member function with the object. So we are calling d dot get date and d dot put date. So d dot get date will accept the date and d dot put date will print the date. So this is how we can define members outside the class definition, and this is how we can access the members outside the class or from the main function. Fine everybody, this is the example for outside class definition. Okay, so in this chapter as we all know one 5 mark question bande barutte. Most of the time they have asked inside and outside class definition or either of them. ಎರಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎರಡು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So expected question ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Kindly go through the program both inside and outside and practice them well so that ಎರಡರೊಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬಂದೇ ಬರಬಹುದು ಅಂತ my expectation is there. So whichever they ask you should be able to write. Next topic is arrays as members of the class. So previous example ನೋಡೋಣ. In previous example we have taken d, m, y. D, m, y are integer types. Okay, d can store day, m can store month and y can store year. All three variables can store one integer value. ಒಂದು integer ನ store ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ d, m, y. So ಈಗ d is a normal variable, m is a normal variable, y is a normal variable. They can store one single values. ಈ ತರ ನಾವು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ? That is our next topic. Arrays as members of the class. What is an array? Array is a variable which stores multiple values having same data type. Array stores group of values. In the previous example we saw d, m, y. D will take one value, m will take one value, y will take one value. But now we have an array. Array is a variable. So ಅದೇನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Array will store the array can store multiple values, group of values in a store ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. And let us see how we can use arrays as the members. So let's get started and let's check the program for the same. It is possible to use or have arrays as the data members of a class. ಒಂದು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ಸ್ನ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದೇ ಥರ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯೂಸ್ ಅರೇಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. The following program defines a class student with a array to store subject marks. ಈಗ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಅರೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಅರೇಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟಿನ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, ಆಸ್ ವಿ ನೋ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಅರೇನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಲೆಟ್ us see how we can do that. Arrays as members of the class. So include IOStream, IOManip, Conio, IOStream for C-in and C-out, IOManip end ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, and Conio clear screen get ch ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Then we have class student, private. Now you can see int reg marks 6. ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದೇ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, 6 ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದೇ ತಾನೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಅಪಿಯರ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಫಾರ್ 6 ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಒಂದೇ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ 6 ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. ಆ 6 ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೆದಾಗ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನೇಮ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನೇಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿಗಲ್ಲ 6 ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಲೂಪ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಬ್ಟೈನ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ 6 ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ i is equal to 0, i is less than 6. ಈ ಲೂಪ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 0 ಇಂದ 6 ವರೆಗೂ, 6 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ 6 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 5. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಬ್ಟೈನ್ಡ್ and store it in marks ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So now we have, let us take print method which will print name, register number and 6 subject marks. So as we know that we are printing name and register number direct ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ ನೇಮು ಒಂದೇ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಬಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದು 6 ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 0 till count becomes 6. We are printing the values which are stored in marks 1 by 1. Set W of 5 ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕ್, ಈಗ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ 5 ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ 5 ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ print. So now you can see void main, and then we are creating the object for that, and then we are calling get and print function. So this is end of the program. There we can see how we can use arrays as the members of the class. So hope you have understood today's class, and there are few more topics to be discussed from this chapter, and I will be doing the revision class for the same chapter again along with the practical programs. As we know, this year you will be learning 12 practical programs. Most of the programs starting ಒಂದು 5 to 6 programs ಎಲ್ಲ object and classes ಇಂದಾನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So we will see how we will learn those programs, the concept and the logic. Thanks for your patience listening. Have a great day ahead, and do well, study well, get prepared for your exam. And if you have any doubts, we will have Zoom meeting. Kindly subscribe to the channel, and any doubts idre you can always get back to me. And in Zoom class, you can ask, you can just note down the questions, anything if you have not understood, and then we will have a discussion on those topics.